4.5 Quantitative Data Analysis. There are 4 ways of organizing quantitative data for analysis, with those being range, grouped frequency distribution, simple frequency distribution, and rank order. The range is the distance in numerical value from the highest to the lowest value in the collected data. It is calculated by subtracting the lowest number from the highest number in the data, and you can use the range to detect errors in the collected data, as if you're meant to be measuring the height of gymnasts. However, you ended up with a range of like 7'6", you know there's going to be a mistake because there's not going to be 2 people with a difference of height of 7'6". However, range can be misleading when comparing to other sets of data, as if the collected data has an anomaly. For example, if everyone scores between 3 and 9 and one person scores 18, it ups the range from 6 to 15 as the rest of the data, and it can be like the rest of the data isn't fully shown accurately. As an example, looking at the scores collected in a stand converting jump, it's easy to see that the lowest value is 15 and the highest value is 56. This means if you subtract 15 from 56, it gives you the range of 41. There are 4 ways of organizing. Simple frequency distribution is where the values are collected and put into a table. The table has 4 headings of score, which is the value itself, a tally, which is the amount of times the value is collected in the data, frequency, which is the amount of times, which is the count of the tally to display a number how many times the value was scored or recorded, and then cumulative frequency, which is at the end where all the numbers are added up from top to the bottom down. Simple frequency distribution is used when the number values and the range are below 20, as to prevent coming up with ridiculously long and inconvenient tables to read. Here's an example of a simple frequency distribution table. As you can see, the scores collected, and as you see the scores collected, there are multiple of certain scores. They're only put into the graph once, like shown. In the tally section, the amount of times that the score has been collected is tallied up, as shown in the table, and then the tally is counted and put into numerical form in the frequency column, and the cumulative frequency is added up where the number is, and it's added to on top of the number above it. So, and it keeps going up. Grouped frequency distribution is the same as single number distribution. However, is used when when the number values have a range of higher than 20. The score is also put into groups of numbers to cut down on the length of the table and allow for more values to be put in the same amount of table space. There should be a maximum of 15 groups if you have a large data range. And if you have a large data range, you can figure this out by getting the range and then dividing it by 15. Here's an example using scores collected from systolic blood pressure. As you can see, the scores, instead of being a single number, are now grouped together. The rest of the table stays the same, but this just allows you to fit more data into a table, as if I was doing this as a single number, there'd have to be 59 columns from 100 all the way down to 59. And finally is rank order. Rank order refers to putting the values collected in an order. This can be number value, so highest to lowest or lowest to highest, or can be put in rank as in the best score, or from best to worst score or worst to best. Rank order is used to show what the score is and is laid out in an easy way to get the data quickly. It can also be used to show what's priority. Rank order is displayed in a table. Here's an example, again using standing vertical jump scores. Looking at all the collected scores from the standing vertical jump test, they're all in order of the participants performed in the box. This is not very useful for looking and analysing the data, so putting them into some sort of order will be extremely useful. As you can see on the right, I've put the scores from the test into a ranked order table from the highest score down to the lowest, making it a lot easier for people to read whilst looking at the data. Presenting data. Choosing how to present your collected data is an essential part for a researcher. This is because if their chosen way of presenting data is hard to read or unreadable, other people who are looking at the research and trying to understand it and use it for themselves are going to have an extremely hard time doing so. And by having easy to read tables and graphs, it allows for anyone who needs to, including yourself as the researcher, to be able to read and understand what they mean straight away. The first way of presenting data is using a table. Tables are used to show data with multiple different headings. It is set out in a boxed format, and you find the score of what you want by going along the top row, and then going down the first column, and where they meet in the table will be what it is.